And flooding along the Intracoastal isn't the only concern.
It certainly isn't. Storm Tracker 13 meteorologist Hannah Ronner has a look at storm surge we've seen here along the Grand Strand.
Historically, storm surge is the leading cause of death in landfalling hurricanes. In recent years, Hurricane Matthew and Florence have greatly impacted our viewing area, but it was not their storm surges that made them so significant. Along the Grand Strand, Hurricane Matthew produced 3 to 5 feet of surge, and Florence actually generated less, around 2 to 4 feet. More significantly was 2017's Hurricane Irma, which didn't even track through South Carolina. Irma generated the highest storm tide since the catastrophic Hurricane Hugo. Storm surge and storm tide are not synonymous here. Storm tide is equal to normal high tide plus the storm surge. Hurricane Irma actually had the same surge as Florence, 2 to 4 feet, but occurred during a king tide, which is the highest of high tides, and this created a storm tide of 8.5 feet. And worst of all was Hurricane Hugo in September 1989, whose storm surge alone was 13 feet at the Grand Strand.
And when tracking storms, we also monitor river levels. News 13's Hannah Ronner explains why and what records were recently set.
Rainfall and subsequent flooding are also concerns when dealing with hurricanes. Here's a graphical representation of record river levels in our area. This bottom or pink number here is the threshold for major flood stage, and this top number in red is the river level that was recorded with Hurricane Florence. Florence holds the high water record for all of these, with the exception of the Petey River, where Florence holds the number 2 spot. Florence impacted the Lumber and Waccamaw rivers the most, cresting the Lumber River 10 feet above major flood stage.